Good day everyone! This time I will discuss the Lesson 3 Assessment Tools for Selecting Relevant and Appropriate Digital and Non-Digital Resources. Introduction. Evaluation represents the final stage of working with teaching and learning resources. The purpose of evaluation is to evaluate the effectiveness of a particular teaching and learning resource in attaining the goals and objectives of teaching. In other words, its contribution to the process of understanding, linking and interpreting, developing desirable skills, and adapting certain values of students. Pag sinasabi nating evaluation, it means dito natitest sa teacher yung strength and weaknesses ng mga students. And then, dito din nalalaman ni teacher if effective ba yung strategies or techniques na ginagamit niya sa kanyang pagtuturo. Teaching and learning resource selection are important aspect of teaching and learning activities which can largely decide what or how teacher can teach and students learn according to Sheet 2014. It is very important as a future educator for us to know or to be aware on how to handle those students and then kung saan ba tayo kailangang mag-adjust sa kanila, kung ano nga ba ang kailangan nilang matutunan sa topic na yon. Proper instruction in any subject discipline may bring students in contact with ideas, beliefs, values, and practices other than those their backgrounds may have lead them to accept. Each item is judged on its merits as an entire piece, not by proportion or out of context selection, according to Godry et al. 2017. So meaning, it fosters inclusivity toward each other because it is open for all, for those students na magkakaroon sila ng sharing of ideas, brainstorming, and then confident sila sa kanilang sarili. Hindi lang sila nahihiya kung anong beliefs and mga culture practices ang mayroon sila. The following are the general criteria proposed by Godry et al. 2017 used in selecting and evaluating instructional materials and will support multiple means of representation. First, align to the curriculum and the objectives of the instructional program. Dapat naka-align siya doon. Second, appropriate for recommend age or grade levels. Dapat kasi naka-base siya doon sa edad at saka grade level ng mga bata. Then third, accurate in terms of content. Dapat tama yung lesson na itinuturo mo. Fourth, reflective of the pluralistic in nature. Dito naka-reflect yung IMs mo kung ano yung mga uri ng materials na ginamit mo para mabuo siya. Like kung ano yung nakikita mo sa environment mo, yun yung ginamit mo. Then fifth, representative of differing viewpoints, kung ano yung pinupunto mo doon sa IMs mo. Then, 6, appropriate format for the subject matter. Ito talaga ang kailangan. Dapat accurate siya and then organize yung sa subject matter mo kasi yun yung mas kailangan. 7, recent copyright date as appropriate to the subject. So, kailangan din yung date. 8, acceptable literary style and technical quality. 9, cost-effective in terms of use. Criteria for evaluating instructional materials is very important to make teaching effective and meaningful. Below are examples of rating scale and checklist rubric respectively for selecting appropriate teaching and learning resources. So, pag sinasabi nating rating scale, it is numerical or categorical skills. It means you can assign a score or rating to the students based on a set of criteria. While yung checklist rubric naman is binary evaluation. It ensures that specific requirements or standards are met. So, ito yung example ng rating scale, which is meron siyang scale na 1 to 4, which is mag-start tayo sa 4. Ang pinakamataas, excellent. 3, which is good. Second, fair. And then, ang 1 is poor. So, sa factors naman, nakapaloob dito yung content, equity and accessibility, appropriateness, presentation, learning, and cost. So, yan yung example ng rating skills. While sa checklist naman is limited lang kasi dalawa lang talaga ang pwede, which is yung yes or no. If na-attain ng mga students yung requirements or specific requirements or standards, kung na-meet nila yun, then i-check mo lang siya ng yes. Kapag wala naman, probably no. Let's proceed to the next topic, which is revisiting of PB learning plan, integration of the use of digital and non-digital resources and assessment tools in the LP procedure. What is PB or problem-based? Problem-based is the basic human learning process that allowed primitive man to survive in peace environment, according to Burroughs and Tumblin 1980. They focuses on real-world situations on how to find a solutions by the problem itself. Problem-based learning definition is a process of acquiring an understanding of knowledge, skills in the context of an unfamiliar situation and applying that learning to the situation. Dito is nagagamit mo na yung mga prior knowledge mo to apply in the new situation. Kung paano mo hanapan ng paraan ang isang problema gamit lamang ang estratehiya or mga techniques. So, we have 5 goals of problem-based learning. First, construct an extensive and flexible knowledge base. Meaning, you need to construct your own opinion or idea on how to solve that specific problem. And then, magkakaroon ka din ng adjustments. So, second, foster increased retention of knowledge. Kumbaga ba dito mo gina-review or gina-retain yung mga prior knowledge mo in order to apply in a new situation. Third, develop effective problem-solving skills. Magkakaroon ka ng panibagong strategy or techniques in order to find a solution. Fourth, develop self-direction, lifelong learning skills. Students are encouraged to create or to make an opinion or idea in order to find a solution. Kumaga pa self-directed sa kanila nang galing. Then fifth, become effective collaborators. Sa pamamaraan ng pakipag-collaborate mo, makakakuha ka ng mga idea na magagamit mo para ma-resolve yung isang problema. Magkakaroon kayo ng brainstorming, sharing of ideas. So, next, what is digital resources? Digital resources can be defined as materials that have been conceived and created digitally or by converting analog materials to a digital format. It is refers application or yung mga apps, software, programs, or websites that engage students in learning activities and support students' learning goals. Yung mga ginagamit natin online class like Google Classroom, nakapaloob yan sa digital resources. So, digital resources is mayroong mga advantages. And then, meron din siyang disadvantages. Nakadepende sa mga tao na gumagamit nito. So, to successfully use PBL in an online or hybrid classroom, consider these 4 tips. Be mindful of the devices students are using. Teachers may design project fit for a laptop or computer with a larger screen. However, some students without those devices may not experience them in the same way. The quote is that technology that in the hands of students can vary greatly. So, as for educators or as a future educators, we must be aware on how to handle those learners. So, dito, kapag nagpapagawa si teacher ng mga proyekto, kailangan yung device na gagamitin niya is nakasang-ayon doon sa gagamitin ng mga bata. So, halimbawa, yung mga students mo is hindi sila maka-provide or maka-afford ng laptop. So, kailangan maghanap ka ng device na available lang yung devices na ipapagamit mo sa kanila. Second, use video conferencing platforms for meaningful collaboration, which involves asking each other questions, brainstorming strategies, and finding resources. For example, dito is yung Zoom, tsaka yung Google Meet. Magkakaroon ng continue of learning, which is magkakaroon ng asking questions, brainstorming of ideas or strategies, if mayroon kang mga clarification about sa inyong lesson or about sa inyong meeting. Third, make group work effective with project management tools. It allows teachers to manage students' groups and monitor that they're working on, as well as improve communication with them. Dito naman is pwede mo gamitin yung mga educational apps, which is makakatulong siya sa iyo or makakatulong sa grupo nyo na makahanap ng solusyon doon sa problem. Or hindi lang siya makakatulong, kundi magkaka-experience kayo kung paano siya gamitin. Last, fourth is providing ongoing feedback and promote reflection. Many educators also use Microsoft's Flipgrid, a video-based social learning platform, to engage students in weekly reflections. So, dito sa online is magkakaroon ng ongoing feedback, which is si teacher is pagbigay siya ng tinatawag nating assessment na formative in order to provide the ongoing feedback. Kasi pagtatawag kasi nating formative is ongoing process, di ba? Pagawa sila ng kanilang sariling reflection gamit lang yung online apps na tinatawag natin, like yung Google Meet or yung Zoom kanina.